Remember that boring red square from last episode? Well, say hello to the actual squirrel. Today we are replacing it with real sprite animations, idle, run left, run right, all live in Unity. Let's get into it. What's up everyone? Welcome back to Save the Squirrel series. Last time we built the player movement script with left, right and idle controls. Today we are taking it to the next level. We are importing our squirrel sprite sheet, setting up animation states directly in hierarchy and connecting everything to our existing player movement script. So the squirrel actually animates when you press the button. By the end of this video, your player will look and feel like a real mobile game character. Let's go. First things first, let's look at what we've imported in the project panel under Assets, Sprite. You can see we have two sprite sheet animations, squirrel left and squirrel right. Each one has been sliced into individual frames, left 0 through left 6 and right 0 through right 6. These frames represent three phases of movement. The initial frame when the squirrel starts moving, the mid frame for the running cycle and the end frame when the movement finishes. We'll use all three phases to make the animation feel smooth and responsive. Now let's look at the hierarchy under the player object. We've created three child state object. Idle state, this holds the squirrel's default sitting sprite. Left state, which has three children. Left initial state, left mid state and left end state. Right state, the same structure. Right initial state, right mid state and right end state. Each of these child object has a sprite renderer component with the matching sprite assigned. So left initial state gets the first frame of left run, left mid state gets the mid run frame and left end state gets the final frame. This state-based setup gives us full control over exactly which sprite shows at each moment of movement. No animator controller needed, just simple set active calls in code. Now let's open player movement script and see what's been added. Under the existing variables, we've added a new section called player movement visuals. This includes player idle state, a public game object reference for the idle sprite. Under the move left states header, player initial move left state, player mid move left state and player end move left state. Under the move right states header, the same three for the right side and two private floats left state and right state which act as timers to advance through the animation frames. In the start method, we call set idle state so the squirrel always starts in the sitting pose. In the visual functions section, set idle state simply calls set active true on idle state object. Player move left increments left state each frame using time.delta time times shape shift multiplier. Once it reaches a threshold, it resets and cycles. Based on the current integer value of left state, we set active the correct left frame, initial, mid or end. Player move right does the same exact thing for the right direction. In update, we added a visual working section. Shapeshift multiplier is set to equal speed, which ties the animation speed directly to how fast the player is moving. The result is smooth frame cycling animation that keep pace with the player's speed. Back in Unity, select the player object and look at the inspector. You'll see all our new visual state slots waiting to be filled. Player idle state, the three left states and the three right states. We drag each child game object from the hierarchy into its matching slot. Once assigned, we save the script and Unity compiles it. You can see the compiling script's progress bar, no error, everything is good. Let's hit play. The squirrel starts in the idle pose, sitting upright, press right and the squirrel lunges into its running animation, cycling through the frames as it moves. Press left, it switches direction and runs the other way. Release the button, it snaps back to idle. The animation speed matches the movement speed perfectly because we tied shapeshift multiplier directly to the speed variable. Clean, responsive, and it actually looks like a game now. And that's it. Our squirrel is alive. We went from red square to fully animated character with idle, run left and run right states, all driven by our existing player movement script. If yours is working, drop the squirrel is alive in the comments. I want to see everyone keeping up. Next episode, we are starting on games, obstacles and spawning systems. Things are going to get a lot more dangerous for our little squirrel. Hit like if this helped. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.